In the desolate outskirts of Dusk Hollow, an isolated town shrouded in darkness and despair, stood a massive, decrepit mansion known as Ravenscroft Estate. Its tragic history was stained with blood, secrets, and unspeakable horrors. The house had remained unoccupied for decades as harrowing tales of its malevolent nature haunted the locals. Stories of sinister shadows, blood-curdling screams, and gruesome apparitions plagued the nightmares of the townspeople. Ravenscroft Estate had become synonymous with death, and as fate would have it, an unsuspecting family was about to move in. The Harrington family, desperately seeking a refuge from their troubled past, were lured to the house by an irresistible offer they couldn't refuse. Upon arrival, they were confronted by the unnerving sight of the mansion, its decaying exterior swallowing the last remaining light from the setting sun. Despite the sinister atmosphere, they resolved to turn the crumbling estate into a home. Soon after settling in, the family began to experience nightmarish occurrences. The shadows seemed to come alive, twisting and contorting into grotesque forms, while haunting whispers echoed through the halls. The scent of decay and fear lingered in the air, growing stronger with each passing day. At the heart of these terrifying disturbances was the cellar, a putrid, damp chamber hidden beneath a trapdoor in the dining room. The room was filled with archaic torture devices and remnants of dark rituals. The walls were covered in cryptic symbols and dried blood, bearing witness to the horrors that had unfolded within. As the family struggled to maintain their sanity in the face of these terrors, they began to uncover the gruesome history of Ravenscroft Estate. Dr. Theodore Ravenscroft, the house's original owner, was a twisted man obsessed with immortality. He had dabbled in dark arts and performed heinous experiments on unwilling subjects, hoping to unlock the secret to eternal life. One storm-ridden night, when the wind howled like the tormented souls of the damned, young Sarah Harrington ventured into the cellar, drawn by a force she couldn't resist. Her brother, Michael, followed her, his instincts screaming that something was terribly wrong. Descending into the oppressive darkness, they discovered a hidden room. The air was thick with the stench of death, and the walls were adorned with grotesque trophies, human body parts preserved in jars. In the center of the room, they found a journal belonging to Dr. Ravenscroft. The siblings pored over its pages, revealing the horrifying truth of the doctor's experiments. Driven mad by his quest for immortality, Dr. Ravenscroft had struck a deal with a demonic entity. In exchange for an endless life, the doctor would provide an eternal supply of souls, harvested from the innocent townspeople of Dusk Hollow. The screams that echoed through the halls of the estate were the voices of the countless victims, forever trapped in the house. Realizing the danger their family faced, Sarah and Michael knew they had to break the curse and free the tormented souls. They discovered a ritual in the doctor's journal that would sever the demonic pact and banish the entity. The ritual required the heart of the one who made the deal, Dr. Ravenscroft himself. As they searched the cellar, they stumbled upon a glass bottle, sealed with wax and hidden behind a stack of dusty books. Inside, they found a shriveled, blackened heart, Dr. Ravenscroft's gruesome relic, preserved for his dark purposes. The siblings prepared the ritual, their hands shaking with fear and disgust. As they began the incantation, the house shook violently, and the air was filled with the anguished screams of 1,000 lost souls. The darkness within the cellar grew thick and suffocating, the very walls seeming to close in on them. The siblings continued the incantation, their voices quivering with terror as the demonic presence fought to maintain its hold on the house. The temperature plummeted, and their breaths became ragged and visible in the malevolent darkness. As they spoke the final words of the ritual, they placed the glass bottle containing the withered heart in the center of a circle inscribed with arcane symbols. The heart began to pulsate, and the room filled with an otherworldly light. The screams intensified, echoing through the mansion with a newfound desperation. Sarah and Michael, driven by their love for their family and determination to end the nightmare, chanted the last verse with all the strength they could muster. The glass bottle shattered, and the heart burst into flames, emitting a guttural, blood-curdling scream that tore through the cellar, shaking them to their very core. The darkness receded, and the screams ceased. The siblings, exhausted and traumatized, made their way back upstairs to find their parents unconscious but unharmed in the living room. The family embraced, tears streaming down their faces as they realized they had narrowly escaped a horrific fate. From that day on, Ravenscroft Estate was silent, its dark legacy put to rest by the courage and determination of Sarah and Michael. The house no longer held the tormented souls of Dusk Hollow's past, but stood as a grim reminder of the evil that had once resided there. The Harrington family moved away shortly after, seeking solace in a new home far from the haunting memories of the estate. The town of Dusk Hollow would never forget the horrors of Ravenscroft Estate, but in time, the mansion was reclaimed by the earth, overtaken by the surrounding forest. The demonic presence was gone, its insatiable hunger for souls forever banished by the bravery of two children who dared to confront the darkness. And as for the town, the tale of the Harrington siblings became a legend, a testament to the power of love, family, and the courage to stand against the most horrifying of evils.